We got ourselves a game, everybody. This is live from Shanghai. Fly100, previous WGL Grand Final. And now in a semifinal for the Super WGL. And oh boy, we get ourselves a 20 gift sub donation by K1 Reality. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful start to the broadcast, everybody. So once again, I got no hand in the broadcast. We have to live with this, but it should be fine, right? It should be fine. They got the quenching mode on. They got good colors selected. And we got 120 on the bottom left-hand side. 2021 was a phenomenal year for 120. One of the best years he's ever had, I think. But can he close out the year with a bang? His three opponents in this tournament, no laughing matter, definitely Fly. We saw it in the show match that he played versus Happy, that he's not to be underestimated. He might be old, he might have different priorities and more streaming than playing competitively, but it was a 4-3 in this best of 7, or 3-4 rather, from Fly's perspective. And that's a testament of strength. No one in these show matches was better than Fly. So, yeah, we're in for a treat. 120 for a long time. Seems to have a little issue here. For a long time, he was the best player in Orc versus Night Owl. And Orc versus Undead. Undead versus Orc. Happy put quite some practice in and has shown good results. How good is the Necromancer really? And is Fly, after his WCG title in 2020, getting another offline title, a big offline tier 1 title to his chest. We don't really know the prize money that NetEase is handing out for this, but hey. Farseer, Wolves, of course. This is what we expected. And on the other side, should be DK Fiends into Dark Ranger as we are on Last Refuge. And the games begin. As the subs are continuing. Dead Fiends it is. Or was it Fast Fiends? I didn't really see. I don't think so. But yeah, must be, right? If the Fiend is out already, okay, then it is Fast Fiends. Interesting approach. So the hero isn't even out and the Farseer is right across the map. Very, very prestigious tournament. As all of the NetEase tournaments are. When NetEase is organizing something, then it's automatically a tier 1 tournament. Especially over there in China. 120 comes with a coil, and that is kill number 1, creep number 1, but the end stuff from the Trapper, unfortunately flying on the Fiend, so that is another one called the Wolves, nicely summoned in front of the Fiend, makes retreating a little harder, but also for the Farseer, it's not the easiest early game here, down to 50% already, will force Self relatively soon, but for 120 it's of course all about keeping this Fiend alive. That's another coil, maybe with another right click, that's a Wolf, but Fly should be able to deny it. I don't think he did, actually. Okay, first Headhunters are streaming in, full on pressure on 120 at the moment, but if he's getting out of that chokehold right here, chances are that he's taking the mid game as the tech is progressing. He didn't lose anything but mana. And that is very, very promising for the late game. But Fly can, of course, recover. Creep speed should be good. And then the real test of strength will come later. Let's see if I can improve the quality a little without lagging. That should be a tiny bit better at least for now. You know, Chinese streaming oftentimes not the best from watching from Germany. Both, of course, very focused. Whoopsie. They will be, interestingly, playing in one team in the upcoming Chinese Team League that will be starting in February after Chinese New Year. 120, Fly, and Colorful. So soon, in the next year, in the next Chinese year, they will be teammates here. They cross swords. Or whatever they have, spears, spider webs, or whatever. Nobody lost anything just yet. 3 charges on the Rod of Necromancy. Mana's looking good as well. This is 2 coils, so Fly can't assert dominance on the map, really. But let me put on some music as well, hey? So at least we get that. Okay, there we go. So a little bit of, you know, little bit of background ambient noise. And Fly really not having the best game, does he? Not creeping too much. It's only now getting level 3. 1-0 splits the damage pretty nicely, actually. TC has to creep now. Farseer would love to harass at this stage of the game, but yeah, without level 2 wolves, he has to stick around for a little bit. I like what 1-0 is doing so far. Oh man, this is so loud in my ears. Sorry about that. There we go. Better. You can probably barely hear it, but there we go. Okay, DK level 3. I wonder if it's Lich or if it's Dark Ranger. Maybe the timing for the Dark Ranger is already over. And yeah, Lich has already spawned in the base. We see it on the upper right hand side. Vamp Aura for Fly could be decent, but he's not attempting any grunt transition or something. Raiders, maybe, but that should be about it. And it's just a creeping fiesta. Maybe they are a bit nervous, want to feel the rhythm first, but of course everybody knows that Orc vs Undead is and always has been about the late game fights, about the tier 3 fights, about high level hero fights, except Lynn, who was opting for a tier 2 expansion quite often in comparison. Oh my, did he just do the Fiend? It was rather close with no statue on the ground. But okay. I don't think I see a Fiend corpse there. So it should be fine. And all Fiends are there. Creep speed with that still quite fast, but Fly, he's picking up pace. He got the level 2.6 TC with an interesting choice of not harassing at all, but rather going for the creep spawn or creep spots. Cloak of Flames on the TC. This is beautiful. If he's running into these massive fiends with the Stomp, with the Cloak, that's a lot of AoE paired with the Chain Lightning, of course, and 1-0 might need Heal Scrolls. Lich, oh my god, quite a super Lich, isn't he? Double Claw, Gloves of Haste, Robe of the Magi, and the Orb of Corruption coming in. TC for the Silence, we have the Shadow Hunter for Fly. Third, standard heroes so far, no big surprises. A lot comes down to the next fight now. The storm is brewing, that's for sure. Items, big invul potion. DK still carries the orb. Has to do some little switcheroo. Shadow Hunter's not here, so Fly, of course, not engaging yet. And I think he doesn't have Berserkers yet, but I'm not 100% sure since this is like rewatch graphics. But off we go. First kill. Oh, okay, these are Berserkers. And not the tiny headhunters anymore. So, tri-hero combo online. Lich not level 3 yet. TC is. Big invul also for Fly. Heal Scroll against the Nova. And the last rat spot on the map for 1-0 could be a great opportunity for Fly. He knows these timings so well. Intercepts the Fiend right there. The TC in the middle of everything gets caught by the silence, but for how much longer? 1-0. Usually insane kiting, but oh my god, the Fiends all lined up, and Fly sees the chance to go for the DK, forces the TP, the TC in the meantime has to go for the Invul Potion, was focused there for quite a bit with silence and of course with damage. But the TP is gone, so is the Fiend. Supply lead should be with Fly, and it's exactly that. Opts for heal wave first, not hacks, otherwise TP could have been prevented maybe, but on the other side the TC would have been dead. And yeah, you saw, as Enzolio was pointing out in chat, you saw the first glimpse of Stomp with Cloak of Flames. And Stomp on the creeps, actually. Fly not wasting any time here. Cut gas pipe. That is an absolute dream for the Orc heroes. And maybe even late game switch to Walkers. But the Shadow Hunter levels, that is an issue. Dark Ranger already level 2 plus the Lich level 3. 120 has the necessary levels. Of course, it would be nice to have Black Arrow 2 for bigger skeletons, but that's about it. Fly, what's brewing for him? Hex, of course. Some more hero focus, but no raiders, just Kodos. Oh, there's a raider, right? One of them? Yes, one raider is there. But Fly has the high ground, 1-0. This is not really your fight, even though he has a tiny bit of a supply lead. Wouldn't be too surprised if Fly would go for an expansion anytime soon. If he survives the fight, we have the Wand of the Wind used, and without the TC, what's this fight even worth? Oh my god, the Stomp could be perfect, but he's silenced and again is 17 HP. Town Portal by 1-0. Interesting that he's taking this fight. Fly with excellent micro here, saving the Kodo, saving the Raider, saving all the heroes, and forces yet another TP, 350 or 325 gold down the drain. Whoo! Necromancer in trouble, I think. Fly also. 1200 gold! And he's getting one of the turtles. This really smells like a tiny Great Hall soon. I love this Ring of Protection. Not the best early game item, we all know it. But late game, against the Focus Fire, plus 4 armor against the Orb of Corruption is rather great! Fly checking this out. Where are you? Where can I creepjack you? Well, creepjack probably not, but where can I ambush you? Last cams on the map. Turtle for 1-0, another big stat item probably. And Fly with a consumable could be a Wand of the Wind. We haven't seen a single destroyer yet, if I'm not mistaken. Also, no Banshee transition. Nothing really. Just fiends and statues. Of course, now this flute working overtime. No big level. Oh, level 3 Dark Ranger around the corner. Level 4 TC for the level 2 Aura is insane. Level 3 Shadow Hunter also insane. And the Ankh on the TC as well. Or should be on the TC later then, I guess. Ring of Regen for 1-0. Not really worth mentioning. And the next fight is going to be game. That's for sure. Otherwise, you can't recover. Both are breaking upkeep. Both know it. Fly with a huge bank. Now the burrow is finished and he can go up to 70 supply. 1-0 can't do that and doesn't really have the bank to afford it either, but gets the Dark Ranger onto 3. Can he get kills? Can he reach the backline where the Headhunters are? They are killable. Tiny Great Hall for Fly. Quite an investment as he knows this fight is coming. Invo Potion on the TC. Ankh capped on the Shadow Hunter. There are reinforced defenses, so these burrows won't fall too quickly. What can he lose at most? The shop maybe? A Headhunter? The positioning here for Fly, not too easy. Into this little chokehold. Can he get the TC into position, then follow up with the Headhunter to get the necessary damage in? 4 statues again on the ground. This is just the 1-0 special. Nobody plays it like that. And we have the decisive fight of this game. If this works, Fly has the Expo up. The Kodo can't of course reach, but the TC can, and he goes for hero focus once again. I keep saying this over and over again. We're living in hero focus meta. Fly, seeing this, grabs another chance, and this time there was no way out against the Hex, Stomp, and Snare combo. And how do you win a fight without a DK? Pretty much impossible, but also this is just a stomp, just a stomp. The first chance that Fly gets with all his experience, takes it, Good healing, of course, on the other side, but Ed's there. Try to run away without the Unholy Aura against Endurance Aura 2 and Raiders? Impossible! And now, we got a 20 supply lead. We got Fly with the base up. We got Fly with more mana, positions himself in the perfect spot. TC in the meantime gets the Ankh. This DK is a pure dieback. And that's game with Fly taking map number 1 in convincing fashion. I think his early game wasn't necessarily the all-time greatest, but he knew exactly what to do. He knew exactly where his win condition is. And it was a creeping fiesta. It was a slow game. But then Fly just making the better decisions, and this was the third fight, and this was the third time that the DK was way too far forward and exposed, and there was no solution to it. Nothing. No Invo Potion either. I don't know, 1-0. This did not look like your best game yet. Has to step it up. Last Refuge was map number 1. I kinda didn't see the map picks and bans, but we should be able to see them soon. Not the way I expected the series to start, to be honest. No adaptation, really. Also, no destroys throughout the entire game against Wolves. I don't know. This wasn't 1-0 in tip-top shape. But gives some room for improvement, I guess. With the next map, I wonder, could be concealed if he let that come through. See, I should definitely change the score. And Fly in the grand final. Wouldn't surprise me. He's just such an offline beast, with of course all this experience. But it also seems like whenever he's on stage, he's thriving. He has no stage fright, like Focus, for example, is notoriously known for. But yeah, that was pretty much it, right? Straight and simple game 1. Afterwards, after this series, we have another one with Colorful versus 15 Sway to determine the second grand finalist for tomorrow. Fly with a 90% win rate against 1-0 in all offline LAN tournaments. Damn! That's pretty impressive. 90% is a lot. I wouldn't mind. Like, I think for the viewers, it doesn't really matter who wins the final. Will be great anyway. Whether it's Fly versus 1-0 would of course be a nice story. If it's 1-0 versus Colorful, as we learned during DreamHack, these are good friends and they are practicing together. They're playing a lot together. From that perspective, could be cool. Fly vs Colorful would of course also be nice, as he is facing both of his teammates for the Chinese Team League that is coming up in February. And if it's Fly vs 15 Sway, then we have a clash of generations, right? With a 34-year-old family father against the, what is it now, 19-year-old student. What's your pick? Tea or coffee? Coffee it is, mate. If a cast starts at 8:30, then coffee it is. Coffee it is. Let's get it on, everybody. Here we see the map picks and bans. Echo Isles is Fly's pick and Tide Hunters for 1-0. After Concealed and Autumn Leaves are out, we see these players once again. Absolute legends of this game. WGL winners, a WCG winner. They've done it all. And now it's match points for Fly. But wait, what? Okay. Then they started on neutral ground, eh? If Echo Isles is Fly, let's Echo Isles go through. One to 0 keeps on surprising us. So 1-0 on the upper left hand side. The year is 2022 and the Chinese still don't apply name tags and resource to the starting position. Sorry about that, can't change it. But yeah, what's gonna be different here now? I don't think we will see anything else but faster headhunters. There's no real reason for it. But for 1-2-0, I think this is gonna be a different game. I think this is gonna be a little more tempo, creeping in the middle faster, and then going for a Dark Ranger second. Wouldn't surprise me. Oh, sorry for the sound issues. Fixed. So yeah, it's a grunt opener into headhunters, as there's a lot of creeps here with medium armor. The grunt helps you creep up fast to level 2, and then you can contest everything on this map. Here, of course, legendary games by 1-2-0 where I reached level 6 at pretty much exactly that position where the Acolyte was standing at, and resurrected the crab and then ate it for the Dark Ritual. That was a style play. And yeah, these fast fiends on game 1, was that the right choice? Do you want to go into creep war, into a creep race with ORC? I don't know. We got a 420 donation by Smoking Jesus. Good morning, Neo. Have a nice day. You too, mate. Blaze it. And have a nice set today. So, creeping starts pretty much the norm for these races, to go into the middle, to go for the turtles. And off we go. Oh, Scouting Acolyte immediately killed. Not denied. Nothing. But yeah, Fly, what can he do from there on out? He can harass, he can steal camps. 1-2-0 is the one who has to be careful not to get too many hits in. That's exactly what's happening here. Fight for the Murgles. No chain lightning, of course, available. But that chip damage, you want to prevent. Really, on the other side, 1-2-0, where is he going? Could creep in the meantime, and the Murlocs now gets level 2, which makes everything easier due to movement speed and regen. 10 euro donation by Catres for your much needed brunch later. Have you warmed up at all to the new graphics? I have a little, except the spell effects. I know what's happening. I don't think it's a beauty. I don't think it's as bad as people say. I mean, after all, I know what's up. Oh, miscoiled! What a blunder by 1-2-0. That was a guaranteed lasted, and he fumbled it. Wow. Really? Seems like he's nervous or not in tip-top shape. Whew. That's pretty bad. Fly asserting map control, even without the TC, or Shadowhunter, or whatever he wants to play. Tier 2 should be right around the corner. That is a sign for retreat for Fly. As the Dark Ranger is coming, you don't want to lose your Headhunters. Need to keep that damage up. And yeah, that's exactly what we expected. But Fly is taking the time. This spot, of course, easy to creep with the little Murgles. Is he too greedy, though? Was he too greedy? He's getting creep jacked. 2 Headhunters could fall. Looks like the retreat is covered nicely. Okay, that coil works this time. But only 1 Headhunter, that's alright. Even dares to take the fight now as he sees, hey, just 2 fiends. I can do that easy. And wow, that Dark Ranger had Little to no impact, really. Oh, the genie is back! I missed you guys. Look so goddamn stupid. These dark blue water elementals. Perfect. That's the best thing about Reforged, obviously. We learned that during NEXT in winter, which was won by 120. But yeah, racing up to tier 3 once again. I don't think... Oh, Fly actually coming in with the harass now. Did 120 not expect this? Can he reach for Chain Lightning? The Dark Ranger blocks, but okay. This is a bad game for 120. This is really bad. What can he do? He can't creep the DK. Oh my, needs a potion, I guess. Fly absolutely on fire. It really feels like 120 was not expecting this harass. But I mean, he saw that the Fastia is close to level 3 or level 3 even, then you absolutely have to expect this happening. Yeah, and now you're stuck in your base. It's already a risk to go for these little Murgles. Oh, not good. How do you get out of there? That's of course free reign for the TC. And yeah, Fly realizes this pretty much immediately. Not going for the middle, not going for the lab, but gather his forces, go for the red spot. Claim the big cheese. One to zero needs a big play. But how? Damage on the Dark Ranger is real good. That helps. Mana on the DK also nice. Can throw a couple of coils, but can't catch up. Can't keep up with Fly, with all these headhunters. Went into an early Raider transition. Very, very close to level 3 TC. Got an Invo Potion with the shop control. Got a heal stone on the TC. Plus level 2 Stomp. So Fly basically ready. Or would be ready for a fight. But of course, tier 3 right around the corner. Nobody really wants to fight now. Prior to the upgrades. And yeah, as I said, we are in hero focused meta, and look at this TC. Healthstone, heal potion, invul potion. How do you knock this mofo out? I don't think it's possible really. Plus the Shadowhunter's coming in with heal wave as well. Berserker upgrade finished. This feels like almost a mirrored match compared to Last Refuge, with of course the auto of hero swap for 1-0. But I don't expect him really to go for Destros this time. Does anybody know why he keeps 4 to 5 statues on the ground? Makes no sense really, right? Fight brewing. Looking at the inventories, Fly distributing his potions a little better than before. Info potion also on the Dark Ranger heal scroll. Oh, did he just Nova the illusion? Oh, not great. Really not that great. TC finds the epicenter once again, but how do you get this TC out? The info potion was consumed already, needs the healthstone soon. Here comes the heal wave. Oh my. Statues not looking too good, only 47 supply. Fly reinforcements are of course trickling in a lot faster for him if he keeps this TC alive. Oh, which is not a guarantee. So close, so close, so close. So greedy, Fly! Is there anything? Yes, the coil is there from downtown and he kills the carry for the Orc, and all of a sudden this game is turned on its head. That was a big one. That was the play. 1-0, not giving this series up despite being down the map, despite not having the greatest early game. And also not the greatest mid game. But that TC didn't work. Maybe a little too overzealous, a little too confident. But Fly continues to fight though. Could get 2 kills here. That's a Fiend gone. Thanks to the chain lightning, and he might even get the statue if 1-0 is not pulling it back. 2 headhunters on the other side about to drop, and that's level 4. Yeah, this is a lot of fun now with the level 2 aura. Okay, now we're talking. Now we have ourselves a series. 12 supply lead. Hero levels are looking better and better with a close to level 4 Dark Ranger. Now we have a Destro as well, because the most powerful thing that that Fly has at the moment is like wolves, but they will be devoured in no time. There's level 2 Dark Ritual Silence now. And as long as the statue's on the ground... Oh no, Fly didn't change the rally point, and that's a Raider down. Mistakes on both... Oh, is it? Okay, that's a lot of HP though. And if he prevents the respawn of the TC, that's game, but doesn't really work. Again, rally point spawns in the middle of the undead army. But okay, TC back in a second. Not too much mana left on 1-0. And the silent hits immediately. Trying to go for the heroes again, like it's a brutal bare knuckle box fight when it comes to these heroes. Shadowhunter so low, TC so low, Fastia so low, Lich is diving into the Orc base. What a weird game this is. Chain lightning once more. One more Nova could seal the deal, but mana is an issue. And he goes for Frost Armor first, interestingly. Another Fiend falls. Dark Ranger out of mana, Lich out of mana. DK can throw some more coils. And Fly slowly but steady coming back. Very, very defensive TP here. Oh, last second heal potion on the Shadowhunter. The coil was flying already, but Fly anticipating it. Thank you, AKM, for the host. Korea. Well, here it's more China, but shout out. Shop down. Fly. Looks like he's forced into a tap out relatively soon. But okay, he needs the big play now. Opposite situation of like 3 minutes ago. But the TC gets one stomp out, is way too hurt, can't really heal up. And it's just a matter of time, I guess. Now with Destroyers out, with the Tet Fiend build, with the Dark Ranger, everything seems so much better for 1-0. But yeah, it was this clutch hero focus in the middle. Oh, the closing moments of the mid game, I would say. Killing that TC breaks the neck. And it's game. 1-0 strikes back and we get our full best of 3. Good recovery. Who would have thought? I thought this over. After the early game, it really didn't look too good. Fly had a fast level 3 on the Farseer. And that's the 1-1. Tidehunters is slowly but steady, I think, becoming the new home turf of undeads. Really favors the undead a little bit. But yeah. Good for us, I guess. More Warcraft, more top tier Chinese Warcraft, live from Shanghai. And yeah, this is the year-end celebration. All the games are played here this weekend. Sometimes, you know, when we broadcast these Super WGLs, we have to wait for Heroes of the Storm to finish or Hearthstone to finish. Not today, Hearthstone finished in time. And so we actually started a little bit early. Yeah, good recovery. Fly's TC was really not supposed to die there. And looking at the W3C prize pool, we got a new fiber in. That means just $7.80 short of a new player reveal. You can do it. Exclamation mark W3C finals. Thank you, Korak, for the tier 1 sub. 51 month. That is a long time, man. 4 years and counting. Let's go. 2022 is starting very, very promising with here Super WGL. With the Hive Cup, where we will see new maps later tonight at 5 p.m. We also get the round robin Chinese League that was announced today for $20,000. We, of course, have the W3C finals coming up next week and the week after. Plus Nations League coming up. W3IL continues. And Meisterschaft is starting as well. We see neutral ground goes to Fly. 1-0's map goes to 1-0. And now it is Fly's pick. Echo Isles. Thank you, Doffo, for the 18 months. Keep up the awesome work in 2022. Neo less than 3. I have no other plans than exactly that. Bringing you more and more and more and more Warcraft. And we continue. Deciding game between the two. The two most decorated players in this 4-player tournament. Fly has won it all. As we said, WGL 1-on-1 and 2-on-2. WCG 1-0 also, of course, a 2-time WGL champion. Plus winning a lot of dream hacks. Echo Isles Fly's pick. That might be one of the maps where he could go for a Blade Master if he really wanted to. But we don't see a shop. So it's probably grunted to Headhunters again. And here, DK Fiends. Not Fast Fiends. Which, on Tidehunters, seem to be the better choice. AKM, thank you for the 100 bits. And there we have it confirmed. Farseer. Is he going Farseer Grunts? Or Farseer Grunt into Headhunters? Is the only question remaining, I think, for this early game. 1-0 will try to play it as he did on Tidehunters with the Dark Ranger. 1-0, the most successful Chinese player in 2021. If I'm not mistaken. No, $60,000. And that is without the big WGL. Like, he was grinding and collecting the tier 2 tournaments. And of course, NEXT, where he became the champion. Fly on the other side. Third most decorated player there, with quite a bit of a gap between them, actually. So how does creeping go? 1-0 is expecting a harassing Farseer, but taking a pit stop, gets the item first. So it's only the green, which is really not that much experience. Is moving down to the expo. This time the Acolyte gets denied, no extra experience on Fly. And here we could raise the question if he wants to expand maybe on tier 2? But I don't think so. So, Rod of Necromancy, lots of tanking on the DK, down to 50%, but level 2 acquired. relatively calm early game again. It might be one of those games where it's all about shop control. Quite tense moments here. Oh, both are going for the shop. 1-0 realizes tele staff. Interesting. Lots of control, of course. Especially when it's about shop control later. We do have Farseer grunts, by the way. No headhunter transition, which makes a Dark Ranger kinda useless. So 1-0, I guess. Lich, Frost Armor? Interesting curveball with Fly. So what's the opening with the tele staff? I think he just got back. Yeah, I didn't want to give it to Fly. And without headhunters, this is gonna be an interesting late game. Or mid game even. No level 2 wolves. And 1-0 has a lot of time and space. Yeah, tier 2 expansion, exactly as we predicted at the start of the game. Put some pressure onto 1-0, but usually in the games against Lin, he was just a master of finding the timing and cracking that expansion. And he sees it pretty much right away. And this is real good. He would love to have a corpse there, of course, for skeletons. Maybe he can find some in the north, but he doesn't want to give up damage, really. Fly, in the meantime, using this as a little bit of a distraction to steal a camp away from 1-0's side. Gets level 2 wolves with that. Could go into the base, but man, Frostborn hungers not only against enemies, but also against buildings, apparently. And that is a cancel. That's a lot of wasted time. But is it wasted time? Or was it used as a bait to steal 2 very important creep spots away by Fly? Is it strategic genius, or is he just making the best out of a pretty bad situation? Because how do you level your second hero if you're 1-0? You kind of gotta commit to the middle camps. Ring of Regen, 2 Rings of Protection, and the Claws of Attack. Not a bad inventory for Fly. Fiends, Hurt, Lich, Kneecapped. He got this X-Book kick going on for him. Fly has so much experience left on his side of the map. Can just retreat if he wants to, but no. As long as there's contested experience, he's going for it. Leaves the consumable to the undead, which is fair. In the meantime, he gets shop control. 1-0 has the information that he can creep in the north, and he's definitely forced to get that camp. No level 3 decay yet. Needs level 2. Opens up with Nova first. Not Frost Armor against Grunts. Interesting choice. But as there is no fight, he's rather going for creep speed, as he knows there's no roaming Blade Master, of course. So yeah, Fly trying that expansion once again. He has to get this at some point. But he got 1 Merc camp, half of the Murloc camp, the shop, now getting his Murloc camp, and can fall back to his Merc camp. If only we had an experience graph. This would go straightly into Fly's direction. And this time, he defends it quite a bit better. So skeleton after skeleton after skeleton. 1-0 has thrown in some tier 2 plays as well. Is it one of them? No. Don't seems... Oh. No. Dark Ranger again. He has arrived on tier 3. DK has the orb. And the expo isn't up yet. This might be a big chance, as the levels aren't that crazy yet. TC forces a town portal immediately, and that secures the expo, doesn't it? That's enough time now. Yo, chat, would be nice if you could talk about the game, not the graphics. We've talked about this for 2 years. Everybody knows. All right. Thank you. There's not much left. Barely level 3. Barely level 2. I think 1-0's biggest chance is to steal all the invols away. Ryu, thank you for the tier 1 sub. Happy weekend, everyone. Thanks for the casting, Neo. Thanks for watching, mate. So, that's the one problematic part of Echo Isles. Not much left. But yeah, Fly knew this, was opting for dual hero because of the limited experience, contesting this experience. And now Expo is running and he has to overwhelm with mass. At the moment, both players at around 50, but sky's the limit for Fly. But 1-0 knows he's in a dangerous position. The clock is ticking against him. He has this one shot. Invo potion on Fly, heal scroll on Fly. Oh, these consumables are not looking too great for the World Cyber Games, for the NEXT champion. Headhunters are falling. He's mixing them in right now to have a solution against the destroyer. Oh! Can't stop the stomp at all! Oh, brutal! He stomps again. There's apparently no solution against it. There was no silence. 1-0 opening up with Black Arrow first because he was greedy, wanted to get the skeletons out. And then there is no solution against this. Fly at 40 though is losing a lot of units. But for how long? Lich, another Nova, could get a double kill again. Heal scroll was absolutely necessary. And it seems like 1-0's solution was the right one. So many skeletons. Look at all the skeletons. How is he even doing that? Chain Lightning gets a fiend kill off, and the question is, Fly, where's his lumber? He can't really reproduce any units. Can he hold? This Expo needs to stay up. He was burning through a heal scroll, not yet the Invo potion. He was burning through a lot of mana. And 1-0 with the statues on the ground, with a great execution, killing one unit after the next. And apparently Fly wasn't ready. Despite all the levels, that destroyer bust. 1-0 knew the timing. And it's just one step away from the grand final now after being down a map and a half. Phenomenal fight. But there's only one fiend remaining. The Tri-Hero with the statues on the ground should be able to do it. Fly is waiting for his reinforcements. This time the rally points seem a lot better, but there's no repair anymore. Fly twitching his head a little bit already. And it seems like the most dominant Chinese player, the most successful Chinese player of 2021 will make it into the Super WGL Grand Final of 2022 to open up our year, to end the Chinese year. Oh, statue's a little far away from the army. Fly needs all the experience of 17 years of Warcraft, but without that expansion. As I said in the mid game, 1-0, he's killing these tier 2 expansions against Lin. And also against Fly, as it seems. TC is so tanky. Double ring, parry up, ring of regen. But yeah, this Expo didn't really pay off. He, as I said, did fix the rally points. Didn't send it into the abyss, into the meat grinder of 1-0's army to feed him even more. And again, a little bit of an echo lead. But wow, that Farseer just deleted! And there is silence now, breaks through the silence, but that's of course the downside of not having a Shadow Hunter, no heal wave, can't go for any hexes, and man, Fly, he'll bite himself! He will bite himself about that TC loss on map 2. That cost him the series. He was in a tremendous spot twice. Couldn't really capitalize on it. I don't blame him here on Echoes. It was just a razor-sharp timing by 120 and a great fight. But on Tidehunters, without that TC loss, he can win this game. Kodo down. And we might get the battle of the buddies with 120 and Colorful. Or we get the youngest WGL final ever in 120 and 15 Sway. Yeah, with like 15 supply down in the fight, with the Expo down, with the Farseer down. This is such a comfortable position for the Undead now. Just relax, let the statues do the work, gather some mana, go for the Coil Nova, and execute. He spent all the damage on the Destro and never killed it. True! Very true. Desperation on the big stage here at the Super WGL. Of course you don't want to go down like this, but all of a sudden the Lich is level 4. GG 120 the grand final. Really, the first map didn't look too great with the Fast Fiend opening. Tidehunters, he was facing a level 3 Farseer super early on, but got himself back. TC kill on Tidehunters, and here this Expo push. Really, really, really well done by 120. In the end, he needed some time to warm up, but we will see him tomorrow again in the grand final for the Super WGL title. Last time he was in the final in 2020, and then he got absolutely annihilated by Infi. Tomorrow, his chances are quite a bit better, I would say. And you guys, just saw it, cracked the $600 for the W3C finals, and that means you get player reveal number 3. And we showed you the Koreans already in Lawlight, Focus, Chemico. You also saw a couple of Central European players in X-Lord, Starbuck, and Krav. So I guess it's time to show you some players from the CIS region, eh? I think it's time for that. We do this reveal, of course, live on stream. So, playing the War 3 Champions Season 9 Finals on January 15, 16, 21, 22, and 23. Foggy, Hawk, Johnny Cage. No big surprise, but definitely great players, and they have to be at the War 3 Champions Finals. Without them, wouldn't be real finals, I think. Foggy, defending champion. Hawk, for 7 to 8 years in a row, one of the best European players. And Johnny Cage, our biggest talent in the scene. So, looking good. 9 out of 16 players confirmed now. And I think it's a good lineup. It's a very good lineup thus far. And we have an interview with 120. Let's hope that a Chinese speaker is in chat.
这场半决赛胜利，而且是一个让一追二啊！小兔也看了刚才精彩比赛。好，那这个首先问一下咱们比赛中吧，今天是第一局输掉了，对吧？这个最后避难所，感觉这一局上来好像你的操作的状态没有达到一个最好的一个情况，然后英雄好像就是被 Fly 给这个激活打了几次啊。第一场比赛你感觉输在哪里？
其实第一场比赛吧，我主要是想针对他用剑圣嘛。 但是没想到他用先知，然后我开局就比较劣势了。
OK， 那其实是战略准备上的这样的一个被对方针对了，对吧？然后第二局还是挺顺利的吧。然后第三局其实我觉得开局的练级的时候也有点小劣了，就是对方往你这边抢你的怪墙挺多的。然后他是用了一个就是在 EI 上的快速开矿的一个打法，你进攻的时候是不是一个非常好的一个 timing？
其实 EI 这张图。 我有想到他会用这种速矿的战术吧，因为他平时跟我练习的时候是经常和我这样打的，所以我的就是计划就是不让他前期把矿开出来，就算他多练一点点，等我毁灭出来，我还是可以拿下吧。
对，但是那波退分基地是没退掉嘛，然后你去的时候，这一波其实细节上我觉得和前面有所不同，没有去打这个英雄，对吧？然后是针对的是其实对方的猎头，先打对方的对空力量。为什么会在细节上和这个第一局、第二局的秒英雄的打法产生了一个变化？
因为他是双矿，我如果打英雄打不死的话，我就会输，没有什么容错率的，所以只能打兵。
OK。
好，那最后一个问题也是在明天的决赛当中也会遇到我们下一场交手的对手，那你是更希望会遇到彩色，还是更希望会遇到15岁，或者说就是你更看好谁在后面一场半决赛当中可以杀出来呢？
我更看好彩色吧，但是我希望15岁加把劲，精彩，希望比赛能打得精彩一点。
哎，那你觉得你跟谁明天交手，你的胜算会更高？
我觉得可能打彩色胜算更有把握一些吧。
希望彩色出来啊，然后这个希望能够击败彩色来夺冠，就看能否如愿了。当然，无论如何，下一场的半决赛也会非常的精彩，应该是来自2位暗夜精灵选手之间的这样一个内战啊，看看到底谁技高一筹。好，那我们稍事休息之后，将为大家带来这场比赛。
Alrighty, I have no real idea what was said there, but chat says 1-0 expected Blade Master rather than Farseer, and it was safer to target the Headhunt rather than the heroes on Echo Isles because Fly at the Expo. Yeah, and the TC was an absolute beast as well, true. And he wants to play against Colorful in the finals. Thank you guys. Thank you, Tianwei Liu, for the translation. Rookie, thank you for the sub. 15 month already. Great start to the weekend. Early coffee in Warcraft 3. And more Warcraft 3 coming to your home screens, everybody. It's going to be Colorful versus 15 Sway. Could be Colorful in another WGL Grand Final against one of his better friends. Or 15 Sway is crowning his WGL run of the summer way, made it into the top 4, and makes it into his first Tier 1 Grand Final. Rise of a new star over there in China? We'll see. And here again, massive overcommitment to the Destro, couldn't really kill it, and then the supply gap is just too massive, too many skeletons there, kicks the Expo, and that is game. We will be back in just a tiny little bit. I'm going to refill my coffee, I'm getting a bite to eat, and then game number 2, Colorful versus 15 Sway for the grand final against 1-0 tomorrow.